What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. You know, when we make these videos talking about everything that's going on, and there's lots going on, but when we make these videos, we usually separate different topics, different things that's happening, and talk about those things like they are separate events, not connected. When in reality, everything we're seeing is connected, or at least 90% of everything we see happening that's being said, that's going on in the world, is all by design. It's all connected, and it's all to lead us to this global reset that we keep hearing about. They've been pushing for this for a long time, and now we see that they are really ramping it up and pushing much more harder and getting larger steps taken to reach their main goals to fulfill this agenda that they have. But we look at everything as being, separate topics, when in reality, it's all connected. And that's one of the big mistakes that we make, I think, is it keeps us looking here, looking over here, looking up here, looking down here, trying to figure out, what's going on. And if we look at it as all being connected, which it is, it's much easier to see what's going on and who is behind it and what it's leading to. David Icke, he's said a lot of good things, put out a lot of good books, had said some things that I don't agree with. However, overall, he's been pretty accurate. And a lot of people look at him as some kind of lunatic, which I don't think that he is. Like I said, he's accurate most of the time. He said that if you know the destination, it's easy to see the journey. And that is definitely true. If you know the destination, it's easy to see the journey. And they're taking us on this destination from different roads that all lead to the same place. If you look at the digital currency that they are putting in, they keep pushing this, and it's just not here in the U.S. It is other nations around the world are all pushing for the same thing, digital currencies. They want several different currencies, but they will all be controlled by the same people and monitored. That's going to give them full control of the economic system, of everything you buy, everything you spend, where you spend that at, what you do. It's also going to tie into the social credit score system that they are working on. And you track these things back, it goes back to the same identical organization, the same people, the same ones, a small handful of people that are pushing all these things out that most of us look at as being separate. I talked about digital currency before. They want this so badly that, and they're pushing for this so much, and they're making, this great stride in reaching that. And it's going to be hell on earth. It's going to be total, full, dictatorial control over everything. You're going to have no individual privacy, no individual freedom, no national sovereignty, nothing whatsoever. And that's the goal with all this, is full, total, dominant control. And digital currency is one where they're going to control the individual. And with the social credit score system, they want us to be just like China. China is the role model. We're also seeing the world being rearranged, the power structure being rearranged. So the power structure in the future, is it going to be with the United States? It's going to be with China and this new world order system that they're putting in place. And then we have these smart cities. Everyone now seems to be pushing these smart cities, including Donald J. Trump. He's all for the smart cities. And there's the donkey again. But they're all pushing for the same things, and even a lot of Republicans are pushing for this same crap because they're all answering to the same masters. They're all pushing for these smart cities, these red flag laws. All red flag laws is backdoor gun confiscation, without any trial, without even without committing a crime whatsoever. If they think you might commit a crime, they can come in and take your Second Amendment rights. It's what it's going to be. That's one way they're going to disarm a lot of people, in my opinion. They're going to get this implemented, and they're going to use those to confiscate, a lot of firearms from their political enemies, people who don't agree with what they say, Christians, for example, because they want to control those people. But it's all tied in together. It's all connected. As far as the red flag laws go, there's no need whatsoever for a red flag gun confiscation law, because, we already have laws against terroristic threatening. So, if someone is threatening to do something to a school, to do something to some individual, that's terroristic threatening. They can go arrest that person for that and charge that person for that. There's no need for, any separate laws about that. Completely uncalled for, completely unnecessary, and just another way to give them more power. And that's what everything's connected to, is more power for certain individuals. And like I said, if you track it back, it all goes right back to the same people, the same organizations, the same globalists. And then we have this World Health Organization global treaty, which is going to give them full, complete power pretty much over everything. So they're going to have digital currency, social credit score systems, a pandemic treaty with the WHO. And this treaty will allow the WHO to do whatever it wants to do. Close towns down, close state borders down, declare, firearms to be a public health emergency, to be a pandemic, and do away with the private ownership of firearms here in the United States. It's going to completely end national sovereignty, and that's what they want. And Joe Biden is all for this. This article here is from the New York Post. Let's see if I can find this article here. I had it up, but it went down. It happens sometimes, I guess. But this article here from the New York Post: Biden's WHO pandemic treaty would kill millions. Can't read. Biden's World Health Organization pandemic treaty would kill Americans in the name of equality. I was going to have that equality. President Joe Biden's diplomats are negotiating a treaty with the World Health Organization to promote global health equality. The premise is that in a pandemic or other worldwide disease emergency, Americans should not get better or faster health care than inhabitants of third world countries, but we'll pay for it all, guarantee you that. If Biden rams this through, Americans will suffer and die needlessly. The treaty is so outrageous that it would never get approved by 2/3 of the Senate, as the U.S. Constitution requires. But the administration is indicating it may try and run around that requirement, deeming it an international agreement instead. So he's going to completely go around, the Congress to put this in. And like I said, full power. That's not even touching the surface what was in the article about this. This will allow them to say we need vaccines for whatever pandemic they make up across the board, around the world, for every nation. And you'll get those. And if you don't, you have the United Nations blue helmets coming to your house trying to put that, jammed it into your arm. It sounds ridiculous. People say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. But no, it is fact. It is. If you're looking into it, doing your research into it, this is the world they want us to be in. It's about full, total, dominant control. They can declare anything, a health emergency. They can do anything they want today to you. They can lock you down. They could close state borders, national borders, international travel. Pretty much it's unlimited. Anything they can connect to a health emergency, this treaty will give the WHO power over. And if you look, like I said, it all being connected, if you look through this treaty and look at this treaty and look at who's behind this treaty and who is funding the WHO, it's all the same people that's trying to push through this global system, trying to push this digital currency, these social credit score systems. It's all the same people working towards the same goal, to give themselves, the small handful of elites, I use that term very loosely, this 1%, for full dominant control. It's going to leave world control in the hands of just a very few people. And if you trace it back, I would say maybe they would fit into a room that was like 10 foot by 10 foot. These people would, that controls everything, that's working to control everything. The same people, organizations, families. If you want to know who it is, just look up the richest people in the world, and you'll find some of them, not all of them, until some of them will be there. You hear one a lot, and he's one of the major funders of the WHO. I think he's the number 2. United States government, I think, is number 1. I could be mistaken, but I think United States government's number 1, and Bill Gates is number 2. And the WHO and their policies will be dictated by whoever funds them, whoever gives them the most money, whoever's giving out will be the ones who making calling the shots. So you have, big pharma. If you track all these big pharmas back, the owners of Pfizer, Moderna, track that back, and you'll see it goes back to the same people, the same organizations, where they are heavily funded in those and make huge profits from those. It's all about power, it's all about control, and it's all connected. Everything is connected. The digital currency is connected. What we're seeing right now with Russia and the United States and China and everyone is all connected to reorganize the world. What we're seeing with the World Health Organization treaty, all connected. What we're seeing with all this globalism, all this environmental governance thing, it's all connected to the same people to get those same people full control. Oh, it's scary, guys. It really is. It is scary. And you have people, they still think that this collapse is going to be sometime in the future. It's happening now. The end of the world as we know it is happening right now. It's been happening. It's already happened, but it's going to get worse. The end of the world as we know it is already here. Most people just don't realize that. It's already here, but it's going to get much, much worse. They're going to gain more and more power. And sadly, a lot of people think that it's going to be okay. United States, our Congress is going to do something. Our Senate's going to do something. Our governors are going to do something. Our electoral system is going to do something. They're going to have a new president. They're going to fix everything. And like I said, just if you look at Operation Warp Speed, who was behind that? Who is pushing for these 15-minute smart cities? Same person. It's all smoke and mirrors. They're all in it together, in my opinion. It's going to piss a lot of people off, I know, because we have people who think they're going to be somewhere on our side. It's going to get in there and going to fix everything. Going to fix the economy, going to bring the United States back to where it once was. It's not going to happen. The United States has already fallen, in my opinion. You're going to have to learn to work around it, work in it, and try to get through it until, the Lord comes back. And a lot of people think that before it gets too bad, we're going to be raptured. If you want to believe that, that's fine. That's up to you. It's your interpretation. Personally, I don't think it's accurate. I don't think it's going to be a pre-tribulation rapture. But, people disagree to disagree. People disagree just to be disagreeing, I think, sometimes. But, it's my opinion. You might have a different opinion, but I still urge you to prep, just in case you're wrong. Because, without preparation, it's going to be even more difficult to get around this system they're putting in. If you can decentralize yourself from all the things that's connected, especially the financial system, if you can disconnect yourself from that, then you'll be a long ways ahead, but it's extremely difficult to do that. And they're making it more and more difficult to do that all the time because they want you locked in this system. And, I don't know all the answers, but I know some of the answer is learning skills, learning how to repair things, learning how to barter, putting back barter items, putting back gold and silver for barter and for wealth retainment, prepping, stockpiling your food, your gear, your medical supplies, your firearms, ammunition. Get as self-reliant as you can by growing, your own gardens, for example. Chickens, rabbits, goats, ducks, whatever you can put on your property that will provide you with food and nourishment. Do that. Learn how to forage in your area. Learn how to fish, hunt, trap. Learn about edible plants in your area. Develop a tribe if possible. Your large family could be your tribe. Your neighbors could be your tribe. But you need people to help at certain points with certain things. That's why it's good to have a tribe. And I think a lot of communities, will come together like a neighborhood watch on steroids to try to protect each other from the crime's going to go up, because in their new world, we're all going to be equal besides them. There's going to be those mega rich elites at the top. Everyone else will be in there at the bottom. So everyone else going to be living like, the typical person in Mexico, hopefully. More than likely it's going to be like Argentina during the economic collapse there, or Venezuela. They want everyone else to be poor, have no rights, under their subjugation, and them to be at the top with full dominant power and control. That's what they're working on, and making great strides towards that. And like I said, it's all connected. Everything is connected. If you see something going on, think, how's this connected to bring us into this global New World Order system? If you trace it back, I'll go back to the same people gaining more power and more wealth, and that's the goal. More power, more wealth. They think they are so wealthy that they are somehow superhuman. They think they are entitled to rule the world. They think that the world is theirs, and the people are theirs to be subjugated into whatever fantasy that they have in their minds. They look at us, like we see, an anthill, for example. Little ants, they can just crush us without even thinking anything else about it. That's the way they look at the people. Don't let it happen. It's going to be difficult. They need to have a lot of prayer, a lot of community, and a whole lot of prepping and preparedness. Thought the video was helpful. Give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching the Creekmore out here, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.